Hello everyone, thank you for coming for this lovely poetry hour session that we have every evening here at JLF. Can you all come a little forward? Can you come a little ahead? People sitting behind, it'll be nice if you can join us and be a little closer, please. Yeah, thank you. So this session is called Poetry Hour, Vagrant Poems. Poetry are vagrant poems. I've long had what Soviet psychiatrists called a tendency towards vagrancy, begins Philip Nikolaev's poem, Tendency Towards Vagrancy. Poetry and vagrancy are deeply intertwined, exploring rootlessness, freedom, poverty, and societal outsiders, with poets using the figure of the vagrant, from literal wanderers to metaphorical accidental beings, to reflect on place, belonging, and the human condition, often challenging norms through lyrical expression. Place is important to me because, you know, I come from rootlessness, says poet Miguel Fernandez, and then adds, home is nowhere and everywhere. Poems often serve as a vessel to explore feelings of displacement, alienation, and the search for belonging in a fragmented world, capturing the tension between tradition and modernity, personal identity and cultural shifts, or the physical experience of diaspora. We'll begin with our first poet for the evening, Indran Amirthanayagam. Poet, essayist, and translator Indran Amirthanayagam was born in Colombo. He was raised in Sri Lanka, London, and Honolulu. He has authored numerous poetry collections, including The Elephants of Reckoning, Ceylon R.I.P., The Splintered Face, Uncivil War, and Coconuts on Mars. He writes, translates, and publishes poetry and essays in English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Haitian Creole. In a review of The Splintered Face, Jennifer Garfield described how Amirthanayagam's poems achieve a devastating intimacy that necessarily dissolves the separation between countries and peoples. His rhyme and cadence are gentle and disarming, and the muscle of his poetry lies in its initial passivity, mimicking the helplessness of both the living dead and the simply living. Indran is also an editor, translator, publisher, YouTube host, and diplomat. He served the United States on diplomatic assignments across Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas for 30 years. I'd like to invite Indran to read from his work.
Thank you very much. Excited to be at Jaipur Lit Fest. A fabled gathering place for ideas and conversations about books. The first poem, can you hear me all clearly? Yeah. Okay, good. I will read first from a poem from my book, Uncivil War, which is a history of the Sri Lankan Civil War. Fire Department. Where is your village? Burning. Where is your village? Mined fields. Where is your village? Blasted in crossfire, wounded under jungle trees. Where is your village? Running across marshes, shot in the back. Where is your village? Waving white flags, frisked, registered, supervised in a camp. Where is your village? Blowing up army friskers, other villages. Where is your village? Toronto, Berlin, Tamil Nadu. Where is your village? Madagascar as option has not been discussed. Where is your village? Hasta la vista, special envoy. Where is your village? Burning. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. The fire department now is in Minneapolis. Living Will. This is from my book, Coconuts on Mars, which was published in India by Paper Wall. One day I will sit down with my soul and write that I have loved every bird that flew, every monkey on the branch, every elephant charging through the grass. I will say I love you as much as the baby gecko scampering past my foot, the snake rustling under the wood cut and stacked in my yard. I will say I have loved every creature, every song, every turn in the road, and I will be lying with my eyes open and my eyes closed. I am not God. I'm not even the dog loyal to his master who misses him blind like his daughter in Lima, which I call at night until the next time we meet in dreams via chat, cheek to cheek, remembering always that in paradise there are no trains or roads or seas or death, no going away, no arriving, doors and garden wide open, souls who come and go smiling, and all the angels, all birds, all dolphins, all men and women in song, dancing, and why not reciting the Song of Solomon, the epic poems, the love songs that consoled when we set off on the roads, hopped on trains and aeroplanes, got caught in traffic in our head, said goodbye before saying hello. Did I know you down there? You were the greengrocer I walked past going to school in London. Oh, my dear, how beautiful you are, Pauline, with ripe red hair, who shared the religion prize with me at St. Vincent's on Blandford Street. But you may be alive still, and I'm not ready to meet my Maker, to be plucked from the cycle of rebirth, not yet. I have poems to compose, children to raise, earth to cultivate. Come back later, angel. I have my will to revise. Thank you. Among my books, there are 3 that address Sri Lanka. One's called The Elephants of Reckoning, another The Splintered Face, Tsunami Poems, and the other Uncivil War. This poem is from the book Splintered Face, Tsunami Poems. Words and Orchids. We had gone for a sea bath and had just sat down to eat mangoes and pittu, a spicy pol sambal. My husband was thrilled with home food and sea air, the orchids the waiter arranged elaborately on our table. I wanted the flowers moved because they blocked my view of the sea. But my husband insisted. He said the waiter had taken such trouble. And in the States, how often would we eat mangoes by an ocean framed with orchids? Those were his last words. When the first wave roared over us, I held on to a palm tree. Then, as the water receded, ran and ran uphill. Men met our friends there, but my husband stayed behind. I do not have his body. Just these words about flowers. His grin as he sucked mangoes with his hands. Thank you. I'm a Democrat, an American Democrat, a migrant American Democrat, and the great hero of American Democrats and poets, his name is Walt Whitman. A few years ago, we celebrated Walt Whitman's 200th birthday. This is from the book, The Migrant States. Walt 200. Break the locks, unleash the mind. Walt Whitman has left Paumanok. He is abroad. He's sitting among us in our soul. He's flying the post with pigeons and the giant freight planes. He's hopping freight trains and riding into Mexico. He's on a P&O cruise visiting St. Kitts and Barbados. He has joined the merchant marine. He's sailing into Guantanamo. He's throwing fish into the sea in search of whales. He has the biggest, longest beard in the world. He is jiving, thriving, cavorting, shimmering. He's 200 years old today, and he does not give a flying rat. He's in your mind, Mr. President, even if you cannot smother or scratch or squeeze him out. He is gloriously spirit, gadfly, rabbit, and sloth. He is nurse to our democratic wounds. He knows how to write history from the pebble's view, the side glance of the wren, the snake hanging in the tree. He is black and white and all shades of gray. He is our friend and guide, and he will elect us every time we fall down. Let us go back to Paumanok with what we've learnt these 200 years. Let us go back to set forth again Walt Whitman in our backpack. Thank you. Paumanok is Long Island today, and that's where Walt Whitman was born. And if you ever visit Long Island in the after the current times, I hope you will visit his home. My mother, Elizabeth Indrani Amirthanayagam, she passed away in January of 2024. And in the lead up to that passing, this incident led to the poem Late Night Olive Oil. I'm working on a series of elegies, which I call Elegy for the Extended Family. So there are elegies for her and elegies for the victims of genocide. This poem is called Late Night Olive Oil. Let us put the letters and fears and boiling emotions on the page, Mummy. Why did you go to the kitchen stealthily without a word to your sleeping son, without your walker, to find the large bottle of olive oil, to pour it on the table and floor, to fill a small vessel which you meant to carry back to your room as if nobody would notice until you called my name because you could not negotiate the rest of the way from dining table to bedroom, vessel in hand, without cane or walker. I write to atone for my flailing words saying, never, never, never again. The kitchen is prohibited. Your mania for oil in the hair is prohibited. The stealthy, mischievous, childish, truant foray into the darkness with a torch in hand, which you forgot on the countertop. All of this is prohibited. Your losing memory and control are prohibited. These words are prohibited. Decline and death are prohibited. Thank you. That was from a book called 10,000 Steps Against the Tyrant. One more poem then. Okay. The tyrant is still with us. I'll finish with this short poem from memory called You Must Love. You must love the land when you leave to build your house on the sea. Love what's lost, the mango tree burning in the garden, the curious noose of the familiar coat of arms. Love the ball turning strong, spinning in a dark, far-away land. Love the tongue you'll never again speak that wrapped you and bled you and dried up some every day on the other side of the sea. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It would be nice if all of you who are sitting behind can come a little bit up ahead, because this is a poetry reading. It would be nice if it will be a little bit more intimate, because there's a lot of noise in the background, so I don't know if you can hear the poets. Our next poet is Abhay K. Abhay K is the author of the bestseller Nalanda, How It Changed the World, and a number of poetry collections, most recently, The Alphabets of Africa. He has edited and translated several books, latest among them a lyrical and signable translation of Shri Hanuman Chalisa by Tulsidas. I invite Abhay to read from his work.
Is it better from here? Can you hear me this side also? No? But can you hear me from here? Here? No. Come here. So, I'm going to share some poems with you from my latest book called The Alphabets of Africa. had just been published this week. And so let's take the ride together to Africa. Acacia, it's a tree. I, a lone fragile acacia, rise from the veld like a giant umbrella. My arms outstretched towards the sky, praying, basking in the soft crimson light of the setting sun, soaking it ray by ray, turning it into Savannah's wisdom. The second poem is about another tree called argan. It's a tree endemic to the arid and semi-arid regions of southwestern Morocco. Argan, I eat you with same delight as a Moroccan goat eats argan nuts after climbing the tree. Berlin Conference. It's a major historical event in Africa's history. Africa carved and devoured. It's a poem about griots. They are, griots are a member of a class of traveling poets in Africa. Eyewitnesses and messengers, fools, court jesters, tricksters, bards. We could dare mock the kings and the emperors with a snarky remark, without fear or flattery, wandering from kingdom to kingdom, city to city. We are the need of the hour to speak truth to power. And here's a poem about Nadine Gordimer. She was a South African writer. Many of you would know. And begins with a quote. My answer is, recognize yourself in others. Come again tomorrow. Let's meet face to face with the ghosts of apartheid and bury them. These are not the times to hate and be resentful, but the days to love and celebrate. Let's pick up the remaining threads and start again. Here's a poem about pygmies. You must have, read about pygmies in the school books. We were not pygmies until Europeans began using a borrowed word from the Greek mythology and christened us as pygmies. We were a people, a nation, content in our own world. No one to belittle us, reminding us of our short stature. And here is a poem which is a response to Ozymandias. Everybody knows Ozymandias, a poem by Percy B. Shelley. And poem begins, my name is Ozymandias, king of kings. Look on my works, ye mighty and despair. Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away. That's Shelley's poem. And this poem is called Ramses the Great, because Ozymandias is actually about Ramses the Great. I'm the greatest pharaoh of all time, my reign glorious and sublime, a restless warrior battling Hittites and Nubians, the sea pirates of Sheridan, Syrians and Libyans. I gifted the world its first peace treaty, a path to live with honor and dignity. I have survived the ravages of time. Along the Nile banks lies my colossus prime. To see my mummy, people from distant lands flock. I am eternal, indifferent to time's ticking clock. My monumental edifices, gigantic and tender, come now, behold my beauty and splendor. Don't despair, listen to my immortal voice across the vast stretches of sand and rejoice. And here is a poem about Toni Morrison. You all know Toni Morrison, and it's a poem about her. It begins with a quote, we die, that may be the meaning of life, but we do language, that may be the measure of our lives. Beloved, look at me with your bluest eyes. Sing me the song of Solomon that takes me to the days of my childhood. I remember the landlord setting our house on fire while we were still all inside because we could not pay rent. And my parents laughing in response at this monumental crudeness, rather than falling into despair, telling me stories, singing songs. And I learned from them never to despair. The power of stories to change our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhay. Our next poet is Karuna Ezara Parikh. She's the author of the novel The Heart Asks Pleasure First and the poetry collection Where Stories Gather. She's also the founder of Karuna's Kitab Club, a public reading initiative, and the host of the Books Need People podcast. I invite Karuna to read from her work.
Hi, am I audible? I know we can't hear anything up here, so all right. This is your last chance to move forward. I know I'm not Stephen Fry, but there are front row seats if anybody would like to come forward. The sound at the back is terrible, so if you'd like to, now is the time. And it's poetry, so it's so much more intimate for all of us if you're at the front. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I was extremely reluctant to read my poetry here this year. And it was because I felt like I had no new poems to read. And I know that sounds silly. That's like saying, you can't read the same poem again and again and again, which is not true at all. But I wanted to give you some context to the work I am going to read and to my reluctance, which is that 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I remain in treatment today as well. So with those changes in my life, with those changes in my, thank you. Thank you all, that was very kind. With those changes in my life, my old work felt, if not exactly irrelevant, then certainly disconnected from where I am today. Which is why I've been forced, mostly by myself and a little bit by Jeet, to actually read some of the new work I have been writing, which I personally felt was not ready to be shared, but that begs the question, when is a poem ever quite ready? So I invite you into this experience with me, and I hope you, I don't know if enjoy is the word, but I hope you will be able to glimpse a little bit of what I am experiencing as well. The first poem is called Swab, and it's such an ugly word, isn't it, swab? And it's not a word I ever thought I would have to hear so very many times. So this poem is called Swab. A third spring, now knowing, blood is a better thing than not blood. The sky pulls at the edges of dawn. I retch, question God who questions me. They swab and we set off. I am a height-weight rate, the white light glare has no switch. A body on fire is a body alive. A body on fire is a body alive. I remind myself as my nerves disappear, beneath the glare of burn, beneath the poison unfurling along the delicate path of my veins. Something is very wrong statistically with my body. The math is not mathing. I am a bewilderment to the certainty of medical expectation. I am extreme excitement to the community of scalpels and needles, because something is very wrong. Something is rupturing, and rupture is rapture here in these circles of spilt blood and endless swabs. Back home, ice on tongue in the winter sun, I recall a time when his cologne, steeped in alcohol, reminded me of love and touch and not of death. The next poem is called The Rumor, and I wrote this quite early in my treatment as I tried to kind of make sense of what I had been told. The rumor. The day I first hear the rumor about my body, I laugh. Impossible, I say, so confident in my way, in my bad, bad ways. Surely I have not drunk that much wine, smoked so many cigarettes. Surely I will not die before my parents, I laugh, because I'm leaving town for the seaside, and the doctors cannot make me change my mind. I have very many big plans, you know. Too many for it could be to come in the way of. So chop, chop, it and I both must go. When I return, I am still laughing. It must be a mistake, I say, and go merrily for scans where they biopsize my glands, slice me, inject me, dissect me, take my good, good flesh and give me back words like malignant and metastatic, and ask me, as if I should know why at 39, and still I laugh so that I won't cry. And the last poem is a small, simple poem, and I hope it will lend this some sweetness, because, and I really do want to say this, for those of you who have been through illness, and for those of you who have cared for someone unwell and been touched by sickness in your lives in any way, you know that it is not without joy, it is not without profundity. It is, it is not without miracle, which I think is important because this poem is called 10 Small Miracles. 1, all chemotherapy does not make you lose your hair. 2, a new day comes despite everything. 3, flowers appear on your doorstep anonymously. 4, sex is not off the cards. 5, Doctors' smiles. 6, dogs is knowing. 7, pain is just a concept. 8, did you know that green tea kills cancer cells? 9, people will still disappoint you. And 10, there is always something left to read.
Thank you. Thanks, Karuna, for sharing those. Our next poet is Jeet Thayil. Jeet Thayil is the author of 5 novels and 5 books of poetry and the editor of the Penguin Book of Indian Poets. His most recent poetry collection is I'll Have It Here, winner of the Sarojini Naidu Award and the Kalinga Literary Award. His latest novel is The Elsewhereans. I'd like to invite Jeet to read from his book.
Hi, everyone. Still some empty seats up here. You're welcome to join us on stage. In fact, make it a little more intimate, and at least you won't have any trouble hearing us. Of course, you might not want to hear us, which is understandable too, in which case, stay right there. I'm dedicating this reading to Karuna. This is called Sonnets for the Mouth. And it uses some of the repetition and return that you used. Everything, everyone goes into that mouth. You in that mouth. Washed blue TV light, tunnel light, cold hotel air, food half eaten on a tray, someone there on the carpet, sleeping maybe, or tripping, someone's cigarette saying the way you open your mouth like it's what? Like satire, but the slide, the pull, the come, the remark unfinished. The pull comes slides, the unfinished remark like it's open, like satire in the mouth, the way your cigarette says someone's sleeping, carpet maybe, half eaten on a tray, washed blue tunnel light, cold TV hotel, you in that mouth eating everything. Tongued smoke hanging stiff off the leather, humid backseat slither, fiction body hiss, the guy pulled in a frenzy, hard, pulse violet in the dashboard light, stray information from some knowable source, slick, primal, ambient drip, the sound of suck when he sicks his fingers inside you, and the man driving, smoke tongue, friction hiss, all body, slither pulse in the dashboard light, the information inside you stuck, humid leather violet from your stick, your knowable, primal, ambient sound, and the man says, excuse me, and drips. Your skin pulls air off the towers, humid body cut empty of light. You're not coming, but laughing. The small marigold temple you live, sky the color of wedding rings, old color without salt or sound, sand drift streets empty of leather. Someone pulls you into scaffolding. Your skin grows small cuts, cut slow, old marigold without exit, stuck, high pigment, high streets, sunblock hard and empty of suck, your tongued finger, dashboard pulse, you on empty, ready to please. or adrift on a street, leaning into green, checking drivers, willing to please. Your skin pulls air off the towers, slows down traffic, the breathing trees. Lift it up if that's what he wants. Open whatever, take cash, then kiss. The trees pull skin like scaffolding. Take it over you in a dirty scald. A live marigold show for the small sky. You adjust yourself as you leave his car. Color of rings and icons. Say thank you, glance back, etc. Sand drifts on the street, empty of green, and the man wipes off and drives. "10 p.m., New Delhi, July 2006. Live marigolds for a small, shy show. The year of chicken fever. Dust knocks against glass. Trees so brittle, a breeze keels them. Against character, you are still here, leaning into cars, learning to please. Your name green, your silence adrift on a dirty scald. Heat scaffolds the street and your skin. You wipe off slick. Drive old color, the color of icons and rings. Say thanks as you start the car. Say bye, I'll call, whatever." Okay, I'm going to change gears a little bit. This is called Aquatic, and it's a vision of the future when water covers the planet and we all drown. But the bottom of the sea isn't necessarily a cruel place. It can be fun. This is called Aquatic. Who will speak to the fish in their shiver? They've heard it before, your lie, that a river runs under the river. Movement is bliss, a kiss their claim. They visit your room and stay up to dream on their side of the glass. On their side of the glass. Entranced by your color in the kitchen lights, they hang. Breathing with their mouths, they hang. Speaking of the gorgeous life, the glisten. Suspended in the supreme element, they murmur your name as the days turn warmer, colder, stranger. Your 1,000 names recited in pairs follow one on one like the stairs to the high surface of the water, where it's hot and it's hotter, where everything floats and smells, and you'll need a new set of skills. Vigilance, silence, gills. We have 5 minutes. I'll do a last one. When it rains, the dead descend. You appear, the smell of rainwater in your hair. Actually, I'm going to end there. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We've run out of time. Thank you for being such a lovely audience. Our poets will be right there behind you. You can get your books signed by them. And yeah, thank you so much.